Do your feet hurt the moment they hit the ground? Plantar fasciitis can make everyday activities seem unbearable, but it doesn't have to. Hi, I'm Kathy. I'm a physical therapist, and in today's video, I'm going to teach you simple ways to reduce the symptoms of plantar fasciitis at home. If it's been a while since you've exercised, be sure to check with your healthcare provider before starting any new exercise program. The plantar fascia is the tough tissue on the bottom of your foot that goes from the base of the toes to the calcaneus, but it also connects into the fascia that goes from the big toe to the back of the knee. And that's why we're going to be stretching not only the foot today, but also the muscles in the calf. Oftentimes, people will find that the symptoms of plantar fasciitis are worse in the morning before you get out of bed, because as you're sleeping at night, your foot is pointed in a downward position. And as you put your foot on the ground, you're stretching the plantar fascia. So before you even get out of bed in the morning, one thing that you can do is just a little bit of plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. So I'm lifting up the toes and pointing the toes. You can do this about 10 times. After you've done a few plantar flexion and dorsiflexion, what you can do is take a leash, a stretching strap, a belt, whatever you have, and put it around your foot and do a nice little stretch. Now, normally I would want it a little bit lower down, but because we want to hit the fascia, we're just going right under the toes and giving it a nice pull. This stretch should feel gentle to moderate, and you'll hold it about 30 seconds. When you're doing these, you'll hold it about 30 seconds and you'll do about 3 on each side. So let's go ahead and switch to the other side. As you can see, I've got it right under my toes. And this will give that plantar fascia and the calf muscles a nice little stretch. After you've done the stretches with the stretching strap, you have several options. You can take a frozen water bottle, a pool noodle, or a piece of a pool noodle, or a tennis ball to massage the bottom of your foot. So if you have the tennis ball, you'll put it right under that plantar fascia and roll it back and forth. You'll want to do this for around 2 to 5 minutes, just getting in the areas that are bothersome, and that's going to help loosen that up. And of course, you'll want to work both feet. Now, the next thing you can do is take a frozen water bottle. Now, you don't have to do all 3 of these. You can just choose whichever one works best for you. Now, if you're not wearing socks, you'll want to put a layer of material between your skin and the bottle, just so you don't get any burns. But since I've got my socks on, I'm just going to put the bottle down and roll it back and forth on the bottom of my foot. You can do this for 2 to 5 minutes, and you'll want to work both sides. If you happen to have a pool noodle, you can cut a small piece and put it on the floor and under your feet, and you can do both feet together, rolling them back and forth. And ideally, you would do this before you even get out of bed to help relieve the symptoms of plantar fasciitis. Once you're up and out of bed, a good pair of supportive shoes can make all the difference. Sometimes the cause of plantar fasciitis is because you're overpronating, so a good pair of supportive shoes can help relieve the symptoms. When you have plantar fasciitis, it's important to stretch periodically throughout the day. So the first stretch I'm going to do is a calf stretch. I'm going to keep my feet perpendicular to the chair, and I'm going to put the leg that I'm stretching back and press the heel down into the floor. With these, I'll hold it about 30 seconds and I'll do 3 on each side. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the other side. Again, I'm keeping my feet perpendicular to the chair. I'm pressing my left heel into the floor, and I feel a nice stretch right in the back of my calf. The next stretch we want to do, the first one is for the gastrocnemius. Now the next one is going to be for the soleus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that first position, but this time I'm going to put a slight bend in my knee. What that's going to do is it's going to take the stretch from the back of my calf, and it's going to be down more in this lower part, closer to my heel. So I press down, bend the knee, and I can feel that stretch lower down in the soleus. It's important to stretch both of these muscles when you have plantar fasciitis. And the stretching for this is just like the other. We're going to do 3 times on each side, holding it for about 30 seconds each time. The next thing you can try is this. It's called a stick. And what you do is you want to massage it on the back of your legs. So it's got these little marshmallow looking things that when you roll it over the back of your leg, and you can go all the way down, it feels quite nice. And this can help loosen up your calf muscles a little bit. Of course, you'll want to do both sides, and probably doing this for a couple of minutes, 2 or 3 would be great. And you can get right down in there, and you can even go right behind the knee to get those fibers that connect just above your knee. Some other things you can do when you have plantar fasciitis is use night splints. This will help keep your foot in a more neutral position while you sleep. Other things that you can consider when you have plantar fasciitis are orthotics. You can get off-the-shelf ones that are pretty good, and you can also consider going to your local podiatrist for custom-made orthotics. You put these in the shoe and they help keep your foot in a better alignment as you're doing your activities. Whenever you're starting a new activity, you want to start off slow and gentle, because one of the reasons that people get plantar fasciitis is from doing too many repetitive activities and starting too fast. Some people find that taping your foot with K-tape or kinesio tape can help support the arch of your foot and reduce the symptoms of plantar fasciitis. If you found this video helpful, you might also like this video here.